Good morning. Welcome to Christy Gay Hikes. We are starting day 3 on the Benton MacKaye Trail. We're going to be stopping right up here to look at the falls this morning. Those logs were really slick this morning, but I went slow and made it across without falling. That's a miracle for me. All right, so we're about to get back up on the trail. It was a good night. I slept well. I did have to finally take some Advil. My legs were just aching and needed to get relaxed. So yeah, once I got that taken, then I slept like a charm. There's a nice little campsite just past the falls a little ways if you wanted to camp there. We're not too far from the falls. If you get up to the long falls and before you get up there, there's some nice camp spots. There's a place you could get off right as you're walking to the falls, or you could leave the falls and kind of go around. It's going to be the same camp spot. But yeah, there are some places to camp if that's as far as you want to go. All right, let's keep on walking. Okay, we've had a nice climb this morning and we're really close to this big meadow that's opening, and that's where we're going to stop and have a break. Isn't that beautiful? Just out in the wide open. All right, break time's over and we're headed back into the woods. We have about 6.5 miles to the bridge where we're going to stay. All right, let's get hiking. This is where I stayed last year at No Name Gap. There wasn't any water here, but it was getting late. So yeah, I had my tent right here. It was a good night's sleep. All right, I'm just sitting here, resting my feet, having my lunch. Gonna have my cold soak oats. And we have, I don't know, about 4 miles left, but it's all down. No more climbing. We got that over with. So yeah, it has been the most wonderful day. There has been no rain. It's perfect temperatures. You get a little breeze. It's just beautiful. Such a nice hike. I have seen 3 other people. They're just day hiking or just doing a quick little section up to the bridge and going to spend the night with a little guy's, well, he's probably a middle school age boy, but his dad was bringing him out, and it's his first backpack trip. So that's really great. But anyway, they were fun to visit with. You don't see a lot of people on this trail. Last year when I was on it, maybe from the time I started to where I ended, I saw a total of maybe 5 people. There was only one that was like long distance hike, and the rest were just, you know, just doing little walks and stuff. So yeah, but it's kind of nice. You get some solitude, and not that I dislike talking to people. I mean, I like meeting people, but I don't know, it's just kind of nice just to walk and you're by yourself. Listen to the breeze coming through the trees and the birds. So no snakes so far, so that makes me really happy. I hate snakes. So, all right, I'm gonna eat, and then we will be back on the trail. This is Bryson Gap, and if you follow this little trail back in there, there's a nice place to get water, and you could even camp back in there. But it's too early for us to stop, so we are going to keep on this trail to get to the Toccoa River Bridge. It just amazes me that these trees that fall, the root ball that's on them, that's big. All right, we just came down that drop. Going downhill is just harder on my knees than going up. So we got here to this little road. We're gonna cross it, get on the trail, and I'm gonna see how close to the river bridge we can get, but I'm going to snag up the first camp place with water because I got to thinking it's the weekend. So I was wondering if there would be a lot of people here. So let's go see what we can find. All right, there's my tent set up. I've got stuff drying. I'm leaving the doors open so it can dry out that floor in there, hopefully. So I am going to walk. I'm right here by the river. The bridge is right over there. But there's places, it's gonna be hard to see, but you can hear it. So I'm gonna go down there and sit and have dinner. All right, everyone. Well, I had my dinner down by the river, and I've had my tent bath. So, yeah, it was a good day. This is a nice place to stay. There are a few people around, but that's okay. And you know what? One of the things I love is the smell of a campfire. I love that when you're camping. Well, there's some people down there who have a campfire, so I get to partake in the smell of it without having to be down there with them. They're just some young people. They probably don't want me hanging out with them. So anyway, but yeah, let's just talk some crap about this day. So let's see. C stands for challenge. And my challenge today, pardon this light because it's dark out there, and so I've got to have some light. The challenge of today was just my picture taking and my videos. My phone doesn't have that much storage, so I'm constantly right now having to offload apps and try to move my pictures into Dropbox if I have service. So I don't know what I was thinking whenever I got a phone with not enough storage, but I'll get that figured out. My daughter's going to help me with that because my kids are my techie people. So that was my challenge. And then my reward, speaking of kids, I got to talk to my daughter today and text my son and see my handsome son. My daughter sent me a picture of him. But, you know, I just have to say that those two kids, they're grown, but they are the greatest earthly blessing the Lord ever gave me. I just love them so much. I love you, Kelsey and Chase. So I got to talk to my daughter on the trail. I mean, how cool is that? I got service so we could talk on the trail. So that was my reward. And then A is appreciate. And I appreciated that it didn't rain today. And I could walk in the beautiful sunny weather. It was nice, but it was not too, hot. It had a cool breeze out there. So I was just so grateful for that, because had it been raining, coming down here onto this Toccoa River Bridge, there's some straight downs. I would have been slicking and sliding and falling because I'm primed for that. So I appreciate the dry weather today. And then P is for pleasant. So when I was walking through the woods out there, I could smell this very light, pleasant smell, and I couldn't figure out what it was. It kind of smelled something like a light lotion or sunscreen or bug spray. It was very light and it was a very pleasant smell. I kept thinking maybe there was somebody ahead of me who smelled really good, because it wasn't me. I don't smell that great. So I don't know. I never came across anybody. I don't know. It smelled so good out there. I kept taking deep breaths because it smelled very pleasant. It was a light fragrance. If you think you know, if you're from this area, maybe you know. I don't know, but it was lovely. All right, well, it's the end of day 3, and I'm ready for bed. We are getting up tomorrow, and we're walking to Skeena Campground. I'm so excited. I love that campground. I was there last year. It is the cutest little place. And I'm going to spend several days there because I can. I'm not in any big rush to get home. I'm retired now. So I can dawdle along if I want. But yeah, I thought if I ever came back to this area, I didn't know why I ever would, but here I am. And I said I would go and stay at that campground for several days because they've got washer, dryer, showers. The grounds are just lovely. They've got this nice patio that I sat out on last year and just hung out and watched that water flow by there. I loved it. So I'm going back there. I'm real excited to get up and get there. I can't wait to show you guys. All right, well, this is the end of day 3, and I'm going to bed. Good night, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.